Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for the month of October 2024. We're going to jump right in here, Capricorn. You have this Go the Distance card and this Thinker card. The Go the Distance card is about going the distance, making something happen, right? Charging. It really it's a card of kind of follow through and going past the point where you would normally finish something. You know, it's about, like I said, it's about maintaining momentum, which I'm pretty sure I say to you all the time. So it's definitely a time for you to keep the momentum going, especially if you're doing something that's working in your life. It's like sometimes, and I've seen it happen a million times, we kind of like build a bunch of momentum in business and then we don't keep it going and things fall apart. I always tell a story. I have a friend who worked in real estate and he was extremely successful, but he stopped doing the thing he needed to do to be successful. What he was doing a certain type of advertising, which was the thing that was making him very successful. But he thought because he had so much success, he could stop doing it, right? And so he stopped when he got to the finish line. And this card says, do not stop when you get to the finish line of whatever it is that you're doing. Keep going. And if you follow through, then you will build momentum and you will continue to be successful. And that's what I would do here. Again, you have this Thinker card. I feel it's time to stop thinking is really what this reading is saying to me. So it's like you're thinking about something and you have to see it through to the end is basically what that Go the Distance card says. You have the Eight of Cups, the Hermit, and the Emperor. The Eight of Cups, of course, is about walking away from things that just aren't cutting it. And so I do feel that you are definitely one of the signs that needs to be very protective of their time right now because, you know, there's a couple of reasons. Number one, you could be becoming more successful. When you become more successful, more people want your time. So, again, I think that for a lot of you, it is about kind of like being protective of your time and making sure you're not giving too much time to things that just aren't working. I also feel that some of you just could be, you know, this is the only card that has an eclipse on it. We just had an eclipse on September 17th, and you know, that Pisces eclipse, and I feel like we're about to have another eclipse on October 2nd, but, you know, what I would say here is I feel this is more talking about the Pisces eclipse, and, you know, again, you could have decided to walk away from something that is no longer serving you, and, yeah, I just feel like this is saying you're walking away. You have the Hermit. The Hermit is about being in hermit mode. I feel it's time for you to come out of hermit mode. He has that star in his lantern, and he needs to shine that star out all over the place. Like, he needs attention. And then we go over to the Sun in this same row, and the Sun is about getting attention. The Sun is about standing out in some way. And so I feel for a lot of you, this reading is kind of saying it's time for you to stand out. It's time for you to get attention. And this could be for any reason that you could possibly imagine. You have the Emperor. I feel like the Emperor is talking about action and taking action. So, you know, any ideas that you have, I would just start taking those small steps. I always say that, like, I have major ADHD, right? And so a lot of people that know me are like, how do you get so much done? And really the secret for me has been, I just tell myself that all I have to do is one thing, right? And so, like, I'm working on another project right now, right? and it's a big project, and I've been telling myself, like, all you have to do is one step. And you know what happens is, like, one step always leads to, like, three steps. Because I finish one thing, I get motivated, and then I do the next step, right? So I think the one-step game is a really good game to play with yourself. Because it's, like, after you get, once you get going, there's really nothing stops you after that. It's, like, you get the momentum building. And I feel that would be very helpful for those of you that, you know, especially if you're working on a project, which looks really good here. You know, if you're working on a side hustle, business, just a personal project, you have the Ace of Swords and the Chariot and the Sun and the Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, again, I feel like there's an opportunity here. But again, that's my trick. That is what has helped me the most. Just telling myself, all you have to do is one, then you can go screw off for the rest of the day. But I never do. I always end up working on a ton of stuff once I do that one thing. So that's what I would do here with this energy. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Ten of Swords. Something is definitely dead, done, over with in your life. I could be wrong, but I feel like your past few readings have pretty much said that you've put an end to something. I kind of feel that in the future you will see how this is a blessing. He's making this symbol with his hands right here, and that symbol that he's making represents a blessing. It's the same symbol that the Hierophant is making, and the reason I say in the future is because you have the Hierophant over here. So it's almost like if you have recently ended a situation in your life, it could be anything, relationship, job, business, whatever, I feel that in the future you're going to see how this was actually a blessing. I don't feel that you feel too bent out of shape about it either, so not that big of a deal. With the Hermit, you have the Six of Pentacles. Cannot make this up. The Six of Pentacles is literally my card of planting one seed, of just doing one thing and seeing what happens. It's a card, I always say the best way to operate with the Six of Pentacles is to try one thing. If it works, great, keep doing it. If it doesn't work, try something else. It's literally a card of planting seeds in a direction towards a goal or anything that you're trying to accomplish, and that's it. With the Emperor, you have the Knight of Cups. You could be attracting a divine counterpart here. You have the Knight of Cups, which is a knight in shining armor. We have the High Priestess and the Hierophant right here. I look at these two as being better than the Emperor and the Empress because it's like a divinely guided connection. So, a lot of you could be attracting a new connection, or you already have attracted a new connection into your life. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Cobra. It says Divine Awakening. You could be awakening to this as well. The Sun can also represent an awakening, so you could literally just be having some sort of spiritual awakening. You also have this Air Spirit card. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be waking up to something. I'm getting dreams on this card. Like, your dreams could be crazy or wild, or you could be dreaming about things that will happen in your life. And, again, I would pay attention to those dreams with these two cards. You have the Magician, the High Priestess, and the Knight of Cups. If you can dream it, you can have it, literally, is what the Magician and the High Priestess represent. The Magician is about manifestation, but the High Priestess, she is also a little bit about manifestation. And we'll talk about that in a minute, but I feel like you are manifesting a victory because we go down to the Sun and the Chariot. That he's literally pointing towards the Sun and the Chariot. The Sun is kind of like a spotlight in your life. And so to manifest the Sun, we have to, we kind of have to pay attention to our attention. Usually our attention will be guiding us towards something, or our attention will be drawn to something. And, again, that's what I would pay attention to with the Magician and the Sun. The High Priestess, she has these three stages to the crown, to the moon on her crown there. And it kind of represents the fact that she sees the beginning, middle, and end of everything she enters into before she enters into it. So before she gets started on something, or before she works on a project or whatever, she always visualizes it how she wants it to go. And so I feel like visualization would be a really good practice for you. I also feel like you need to pay attention to your dreams and also your intuition, because I feel like both things are kind of guiding you right now. She also has no roof over her head, and the no roof over her head says that it represents unlimited potential. And so whatever she sets her mind to, there are no limits to how successful it can be. And the only limitation is her. The only limitation is what she thinks. And so I feel for a lot of you, it's like you could be manifesting something really great. Could be love. You have the Knight of Cups here. Knight of Cups would be like a knight in shining armor. Definitely looks like a good, solid victory to me, because you go Sun, Ace of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Chariot. So if you are looking for love, now would be a really good time. The Knight of Cups is also dreaming, though. So if you are trying to manifest a dream, then this is also very positive. So I would get to work on whatever dream. The Knight of Cups, all he has to do is plant seeds in front of the water here, and those seeds will grow. So I feel for a lot of you, this is about just planting that first seed, taking the first step. With the Magician, you have the Death card. Pretty much every single person has been getting the Death card in this set of readings for whatever reason. I mean, we are in a time of transformation. Again, we are in a time that is very significant with Pluto Pluto's in Capricorn right now, but it will be moving into back into Aquarius in November. And again, this will never happen in our lifetime. Again, we will all be dead the next time this happens. And so it's a pretty significant change. And again, normally, I don't think it's as significant in any other sign. When Pluto is in Capricorn, it's as close to Earth as it possibly can be. And then, now when it moves into Aquarius, it's on its journey away from Earth because it has a very highly elliptical orbit. And so it's much more powerful, even though it's still very far away in Capricorn. But again, it could definitely be leading to a major change. With the High Priestess, you have the King of Pentacles here. For some reason, I thought you had this card twice, but you don't. But the King of Pentacles is very good for building wealth and solidifying something. Also great for using your skills, especially with the Magician. He has these grapes on his cloak, and the grapes in the tarot represent kind of like the fact that he has a skill that is difficult for most people, but is, he can do it very well. So you could be manifesting something into your life or using a skill to manifest. This could also be a person. Again, I like the King of Pentacles for love because it's usually a person who wants something like long term. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Ten of Wands. I would don't make love too complicated for those of you that want it. Obviously, if you don't want it, don't listen to that part of the message. But he's looking at, he's too focused on these 10 wands that are in front of him. He actually can't see how close he is to accomplishing something. This could also say don't work too hard. Like if you want love, go out and look for it. Don't be a Capricorn and don't always be working, right? Make sure that you do other things in your life, and I feel that could be very helpful. Same thing with like a dream. If you're working on a dream, a goal, a wish, the 10 of Wands would say don't add too many steps to it. Just keep it simple. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have the Skunk card. It says conflict avoidance, discretion, and lunar energy. You have the Smear Cat. It says group dynamics, discussion, and effective leadership. I kind of feel like you're the leader here, Capricorn. I do feel like Capricorns are going to be leaders moving forward. So you could be taking the lead on, a direction with a Skunk card or a certain project. I think it's interesting that, skunks also represent Kundalini energy. And then you literally have this, Cobra, which says divine awakening, which could be like a Kundalini experience. So some of you could be literally having like a Kundalini awakening type thing going on here. You have the Hierophant, the Sun, and the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, this to me looks like changing your fortunes or blessings coming in for you. The Hierophant is blessing right here with his hand these two initiates that are in front of him. So that looks good. Some of you could be attracting a blessed connection as well if you're looking for love. And the Hierophant is marriage, so it could definitely lead to marriage. Could be another earth sign. You have Taurus twice here. You have Cancer. You have Aries. You have water. You have air. Scorpio, Leo. You have basically everything. I just listed all 12 signs, so it could be any sign that's coming in for you if you want love. But this could also just be blessings. You have the Sun. I think the Sun, the Sun is good, right? It's similar to how I feel about the Wheel of Fortune. It's like sometimes I feel people read cards as I'm not picking on anyone here, but I feel like people read them as better than they actually are. And the Sun is very good. It makes the whole entire reading more positive. But, the Sun, I look at tarot as actions we have to take because this is just energy that exists. If we don't take action, then nothing is going to happen. If we don't use the energy, then we won't get the benefits of a reading. So the Sun says you need to pay attention to your attention. Your attention is being drawn to something. I even think your dreams, you literally could be having dreams about a dream that you have or, about a person or about a situation. And the Sun says you need to pay attention and take action towards your attention. No matter which way we go, it's like victory and a victory right here. So it's like whatever your attention is on, like whether it's like starting a business or relationship, fixing your health, whatever you want to do, the reading is saying it's possible, but you have to, and you will have a victory, but you have to take action. You have the Wheel of Fortune. Again, the Wheel of Fortune is very good, but it is a change in your fortunes. There's another snake right here. We have like at least 3 snakes in this reading. You have the Cobra card. You have the Magician, which has a snake wrapped around his waist, and then you have the snake right here. Snakes are guardians of portals, and snakes kind of represent needing to face a fear before you can cross through a portal. It's like usually everything we want in life, or all the good stuff at least, there's usually some sort of fear that we have to face to get through it or to move past it. And so don't be afraid. I feel it would be a good time for you to face a fear. The Wheel of Fortune would say your fortunes are turning in your favor as well. So that looks pretty good. With the Hierophant, you have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is about being spoiled for choice. I kind of go back and forth on the Seven of Cups. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. And in your reading, I do feel it's pretty positive. Like, I feel you are attracting options that you haven't had before. And I even feel this is more talking about, like, work and business. So if you haven't had the opportunities necessary to be successful, it's like you're getting the opportunities that you've needed to make things happen. With the Sun, you have the Five of Cups. I feel there's definitely a need to focus on optimism with the Sun, right? The Five of Cups would be focusing on what you don't have, but it's like the universe is trying to get you to see these 2 cups. When you see these 2 cups, you get this bridge and this castle over here. So if you have experienced a loss, which we start with the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Swords, then I feel it's time for you to be grateful for what you do have, because I feel like you're about to get something a lot better than what you've experienced. With the Wheel of Fortune, you have the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is definitely about following your heart, and we always get a lot of heart-based energy at this time. I believe we're in a heart-based time where we have to do what our heart is telling us, and if we do, we'll be successful. If we don't, we won't. Just that simple. So I would follow your heart. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Boundaries card and this Healing Moon card that says Seek Healing on it. I think that if you are dealing with anything new, not just love, but any situation, having healthy boundaries, of course, is always a good idea. If you have experienced a loss with that Ten of Swords, and it doesn't have to be a love loss either, could be any type of loss, I think healing would be a good idea. You have the Ace of Swords, if I can get it, the King of Swords, and the Chariot. The Ace of Swords can be a victory, and you have 2 cards of victory here and success. It could also just be you kind of cutting something out so you can have something better. And that's kind of what I feel this reading is saying. There's this palm frond right here. Palm fronds in the tarot can represent like survivor energy, but they can also represent making a sacrifice. And the Ace of Swords cuts both ways. So it's kind of like saying to me that for you to have something better, then you have to like cut something out so that you can have something better in your life. You have the King of Swords. The King of Swords is a card of knowledge and wisdom. You could be attracting someone who has a lot of knowledge and wisdom, or a person who's older than you. You have the Emperor definitely stands out to me. Hierophant, the Hermit as well. These are all cards of great wisdom. So you could be attracting a person like that. This could also be you. I mean, most of the Capricorns I know personally are very wise in a lot of ways. They've learned a lot. They've put themselves through a lot of things, and because of that, they've gained a bunch of knowledge. So again, this could be you getting the benefits from your knowledge and wisdom. You have the Chariot. The Chariot would be a victory. The Chariot is about setting yourself apart. He is leaving the city behind so that he can find his own place to set up shop and be successful in his own way, or he wants to go have his own experiences. And I kind of feel that's what you're doing here with the Chariot. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Page of Cups. This could be communication with a admirer. So if you have your eye on a person, or if they have their eye on you, this could be you communicating with love. And that's really all I get there. With the King of Swords, you have the Moon. This is actually pretty good in the good stuff. This would say that you're getting clarity on what you're dealing with in life. The Moon is normally a period of darkness, and normally I do not like readings that go from the sun to the moon. But the Moon is showing up in the good stuff. And so this would say that if there are situations or things in life where you have not had answers, that you're entering into a sun period, and the sun brings great clarity, obviously, to whatever we're dealing with. The King of Swords is also a card of great clarity as well. With the Chariot, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Yes, we have the King and Queen of Pentacles here. These two are also divine counterparts, and if you're looking for love, I feel that this could be a very solid connection. These two are usually very, very successful. There you go, marriage. These two are usually very successful, very stable. They really put in the work, and so, again, could be a very good love connection. You have this card that says, be careful, do not take risks. A lot of people have had this card. I would change this to say, don't take risks that aren't calculated. We're in a time where we have to take risks, really. So what I would say is, don't take risks that are not well thought out, is what that should say. You have this May card, and you also have this Bull card. It says, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. So, again, have the strength to see something through to the end with that, with that go the distance card, go all the way, and then practice follow through. Don't stop after you gain success. Like I said, even with the little tip I gave you about just agreeing to yourself, I'm just going to do one thing today. I say this to myself all the time. Trust me, I have no motivation. I have a lot of motivation, but sometimes I have no motivation. And I just tell myself, you can waste a bunch of time watching, law YouTube, which is what I do when I waste time, right? After you get this one thing done. And then one thing always turns into more. So it's I'm going the distance, and I think you need to do the same thing. You have this Camel card that says, persevere and you will overcome problems. Yes, just keep going. You have this dog. It says, protection from a powerful friend. I'm pretty sure you had this card with me in your last reading. So friends and people around you and family could be very important and very helpful for you. You also have this good news card. So yes, I think you could be receiving good news. And then you have this marriage card. I'm telling you right now. It was you. It was you that I said that you have to invite me to your wedding. I'm pretty sure it was you, Capricorn. So there you go. I literally said this in your last reading that there could be marriage coming in for you. Obviously it's not going to happen tomorrow, and the readings can last for forever, really. So this person could be coming in, but it might be like the near future, and you're obviously not going to marry them right away. But looks really good for love. This looks good for everything. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.